welcome to Master Muse. Ciao Malz. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Here we are. It's early for us. Is it early for you? Are you an early riser?
I'm a pretty early riser lately.
Okay. Like how early?
I wake up at like 5:45.
What are we doing at 5:45?
I have like no time in the morning before I have to go to work.
Oh, okay.
So it's like if I don't do that,
Then you don't have. Do you have a full-on ritual in the morning?
no, I just go to the gym and I lift stuff.
Okay, well
And
that's
yeah,
part of
that
a
is kind of
ritual.
a ritual, but it's like different stuff. There's no like schedule. I just have to go there is my thing.
Okay. Have to get to the gym. Do you have like a special breakfast? Do you repeat the same breakfast every single day?
I eat an Eggo French toaster stick almost every day of my life.
This is what I love. This is with the hyperfixation on certain meals. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. I do it all of the time,
It's so
especially with
good.
breakfast.
Breakfast is important because you don't have a lot of time.
And also, I think the less that I have to think about breakfast, the better.
Yes.
The less I have to what am I feeling? What does my stomach want? I don't want to think about that.
I'm a breakfast lover too. There's a lot of options.
Okay, if you're going to go to like a breakfast place, what are you getting?
That's a really hard question because it depends on the day, but my
Okay.
standard is like a bunch of eggs scrambled, rye toast with like a lot of butter, and then like 3 to 5 pieces of bacon. And then I like to have hash browns on the side, but I don't like when they're like just the potatoes. Like they have to actually have some hash brown tendencies. Like they have to be
Okay.
a little bit browned for me to like be interested in them.
Yes. Yes, the Waffle House crisp that they get
Yes.
on their. I don't know why nobody else seems to be able to do this. I don't know if they're lacking vegetable oil or
They're lacking talent is what they're lacking. And
because
soul.
it is the most magical thing. I get the large order double covered. I really just want taste of other things, but mostly to mix with my hash browns that are
Yeah.
crispy on the outside with American cheese.
That's what I'm talking about though. Like that's what I like. I don't like when it's like mashed potato like if you smush it. Like
Or a
that's gross.
casserole and you
I
put
don't want a
17
casserole.
things in them. I'm like, I could make
Yeah.
a hash brown casserole, but that's not what I want. Don't call
No.
them hash browns if it's a hash brown casserole.
No, don't. Because then I also have to eat these eggs that are like too similar. And I don't like that. Especially when I go out somewhere.
Yes. Don't be
Yeah.
ruining my food.
Yeah. I could have suffered at home. So
Exactly. I could have made this so wrong at home all by myself.
yeah.
I love it. One of my favorite things to do is let's get into the personality as quickly as we can because and food is the quickest way to do that as my personal opinion. I mean, music too, but
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
definitely the food and how we get into that. And it is across the board. Everyone that I talk to, when we get to the question of a weird food combo, it's quick. It's quick. It's very rarely are they like, I'm like, no, you've got something. Come on.
Yeah.
I know you do. Okay, let's go back to the very beginning of your musical journey. Meaning, tell me what it was like when you were a kid. Like, what's your first memory of music? When do you remember thinking, "Oh, I like to sing along or tap my fingers," or
Yeah, my grandparents had a piano at their house. It was like a digital piano in this like corner of a room. And as a kid, I always wanted to go there, but I didn't like want to go there to like hang out with them necessarily. But I loved the piano. I would just love to be alone. And I was really young and I couldn't really play. I was like also small, so it's hard to do
right?
it. But I just loved it and it just kind of made sense to me. Um, and I feel like when I heard a song, I could just start playing it. And by playing it, I mean just the melody like
Right.
this.
Yes.
But like that meant so much to me. And then I was really lucky because I got in like an iPod that had YouTube on it. So then I just started learning from there. And then I had a friend's house that had a piano at it. And I was like, okay, I need to get a piano. And eventually my parents were like, okay. And then got me like this really tiny little thing. And I loved it. And then I never stuck with anything as a kid. Like my parents made me play a ton of sports and I was just like not good at any of them. But like I really stuck with it. It was the only thing that they would like continually like buy me like for Christmas and my birthday. Like I would get a new instrument and it was awesome to feel good at something.
I mean, to me, I relate to the sports thing so much because I'm really tall, and so the question
Yeah.
always was, "Do you play basketball? Do you play volleyball?" And I'm like, "No, I have no hand-eye coordination unless the hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
is my fingers to keys, and I
Hmm.
cannot look at the keys while I play the piano. Is that the hand-eye coordination you're not talking about catching a ball because I cannot catch a
Yeah.
ball."
No, like it was like that. Like I was always good in practice, like that was fun, but in the real game I was like scared. I was so scared that it was going to come to me the whole time. I had like stage fright, but
Don't put me on the
there.
spot and then make me lose the game for my
Yeah.
teammates.
Like to
I
catch a
feel that.
fly ball with people watching, I'd rather like play a big show or something without preparation.
Yeah, I don't. It's the quickest way to make me feel very very small as a human being is to have someone ask about my sports ability. I just don't. Please don't. I'm terrible at it. I can't. I just tell them I can't catch a ball. So then if I can do anything remotely sports related, they're like, "See, you're not that bad." I'm
You're
like,
not
"No, I
that
really
bad.
am. No, I really am that bad." Okay, so you played piano by ear. Did you ever take lessons, or are you completely self taught?
I was really self taught. By the time that I started taking lessons, I think I was probably late into either high school or middle school. And it was just, I was too far gone. Like I had bad habits, but I loved it. Like I loved playing the songs I like to play. I really couldn't play classical music. I just wasn't interested. And that was my problem is like I wasn't really disciplined enough to do the whole lesson thing. But
I feel like this comes up a lot with people who play by ear. It's like you're asking us to do a thing that just doesn't come natural when the other thing comes really natural and easy.
yeah, and it's
So like
enjoyable.
right, like I don't want that isn't a fun song. I would like search through and I'd be like, please don't make me play the next song. Can we play the
Yeah.
next 5 songs and I'll tell you which one I want to do. And that's what I did when I did piano lessons because I refused to do the not fun one. I wasn't going to do a not fun one. I wouldn't
Yeah.
practice it.
No, and like the idea of practice just I because I'd have to practice like my clarinet and I wouldn't do that either because I was just good enough where I wasn't in trouble. But but yeah, I would go to piano lessons and we'd be playing like The Lion Sleeps Tonight, but I want to play like Faithfully by Journey. And
Please,
and that was the
please,
problems.
faithfully.
And then when my dad found out that all I was doing was playing Faithfully by Journey and
It's
not
like,
moving past my lesson book. I was on the same lesson book for like months and he was like, "This is getting expensive." And I was like, "It is."
sorry about that, Dad, but I really like faithfully. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get good really soon.
I was like, I couldn't stop playing those songs. So,
It's I totally get it. I had my friend was gonna move away and I decided that I wanted to play something and it was so outside of my skill set. But because I wanted to do it really, really bad, I learned it. I listened to the tape. This was
yeah.
back in tape days. I listened to the tape. I looked at the music. I made it make sense to me. I practiced and practiced until I got it, and I was like, "Wow, I guess I could play anything if I really wanted to play that thing."
Yeah. It's like once you cross that barrier,
Right.
everything just becomes possible again. And it's really fun, especially as a kid. It's like so important to have that. So that was like all I really cared about.
Okay. Who were you listening to when you were in middle school and high school? Who were your influences?
I had like a really, really bad John Mayer problem. Like I was finding like live versions from little cafes and I was downloading them onto my iPod. It was crazy. I think I had every song ever.
He seems to have a very addicted following
Yeah. I was really young too. So I was like, this is like, I was obsessed with this man.
with
And I
his
just wanted
body.
him as a friend. I was like, I just wanted,
You weren't interested in the your body as a wonderland
no, I was
version of
like,
that. I was
I
like,
liked the
whatever that
song though. I
means.
was like, I was playing all of those songs, but I was like, I'm like, you're so good.
He is incredibly talented.
I was like, how do you come up with this stuff? Like, and it was like, some of the stuff was like easy to play. So I was like, okay, I'm getting there. And it's like, yeah, he was a huge inspiration.
Oh, okay, what did you like about? Did you like his lyrics more, or the melodies that he came up? What was like the draw, or just the pure talent? I mean, because he's such an incredible guitar player, it's shocking.
Yeah. Well, now I'm like those songs. If I listen to them, I'm like a lot of these are just cheese. Like these are just cheese. But the tone of that guitar
Right.
was so interesting to me as a kid, and it sounded so emotional. Like it was just crying, and like I could just feel it in my stomach. And I was like, this is weird. Like I would really just feel it on some crazy level, and I just wanted to do that. And so I did. So now a lot of the times when I like am going to do like a guitar solo, it sounds so John Mayery, and I'm like, I know why.
I love it though. We got to have these influences, these people that spark the joy or ignite the butterflies, like you said. Because I get the feeling with certain stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's what we want to do when we make music, is to give somebody the butterfly thing that we felt when we were
Yeah.
making it, and then you give it to them, and you're like, do you feel it? And then when you look in their face and they're feeling, it, and you're like, oh, it's happening to you.
But
That
it's
has
the
got to be an
best.
amazing feeling.
It is. I love like I was like listening to some song yesterday, and I was like, I was texting my one friend I knew would feel it too, and I was like, this is so good. Well, we've heard it a million times. I'm like, but this part is so good. Like I feel insane right now.
It's so crazy.
Love getting obsessed with stuff like that.
It's so great. I feel like, and it's such a hard thing to explain to people who are not obsessed with music,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe easier to explain to people who are obsessed with something else. Like if Star Wars is your thing, or if whatever, you've got a thing that you're really obsessed with. When we start talking about like, oh yeah, you know how you feel about Star Wars? Yeah, well, I feel that way about John Mayer. The
Yeah.
second that he gets to the third bar, I'm losing my mind, and I just need to lay down, close my eyes, and feel the ground.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes I
I'm
do need to just
floating.
lay on the ground.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that good. It's like, okay.
Oh, it's so great. Okay, what's the last song that you what was the song yesterday?
I was listening to Ride by Lana Del Rey,
Nice.
and it's the bridges. Some bridges are the bridges like that is the part of the song that you just lose your mind to. And she just does it so well and so crazy. And I mean, I love her, but
Yeah.
like sometimes she just really does it for me.
I've got a this is the first time I'm talking about this, but I've got a new podcast that's coming out that we were just flushing all the things about, and one of the categories or segments is going to be about the bridges of songs,
Mm-hmm.
or
Oh,
like
it's so
just an
important.
emo song, but
Yeah.
like so many bridges where you're going along fine. It's a lovely song, you're enjoying it, and then the bridge
Yeah.
just knocks you off your feet. You're laying on the ground going, what just happened to me?
Oh, it's so good to just go insane to a bridge and just like want to ruin everything to it. That's how it feels. That's how a good
Yes,
bridge should feel. It feels like you're just going insane with them and you just want to wreck things. And that's,
right. Like
and
a
these
rage,
songs
be in
aren't,
a rage room.
yeah, like these songs aren't even like necessarily like angry songs. Like
Right.
they're just so emotionally insane.
I feel sometimes like it's like the feeling of if you could run as fast as you
Mm-hmm.
could and yet still be as light as a breeze.
Mm-hmm. And not like be out of breath. That's how it
Right. Like
feels.
nothing is you're not impaired in any way. It's just this free, just
Mm-hmm.
fully fast wind, earth moving. I don't know. It's so people that are listening that do not feel this way are going to really think that we're a little bit bizarre, but it's not bizarre. It's wonderful, and I hope that you can feel it because it's really magical. This is a real weird tangent that we've gotten off on, but
You know what? This is what it's about.
I love it. Okay, so you have piano lessons that you're like, okay, but I think I'm already there. Did you get anything out of them by the time that you started doing that? I mean, I know I know what you're saying. Like, there's a point at which you're like, I really already know that part, and if you're not going to teach me something fun, then I don't want to do it. But is there anything that you took from it that you can use now, or that you do use now?
I think because my piano teacher was really laid back and cool. Like some piano teachers are really strict, but this one just didn't care either. She always smelled like cigarettes and stuff, so she was cool. And I
She
think
said, "That's all right,
yeah,
honey. I like that one.
yeah, that's how
Do
she
it
would talk to
again."
me. And it was just cool to me because I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting her to be like just letting me do what I want. And I think she genuinely enjoyed it too. And it was cool just to be like, okay, well, I might not be a classical pianist, but like what we're doing in here is cooler than what they're doing in the room next door, practicing some like, I don't even know, but
Canon and
like
D.
Debussy, like
Right.
whatever. I don't know. But I thought that was so much cooler. And that's kind of like what I wanted to do. And it made me happy. So it was nice to get like the approval that that's okay too.
I think it's important. I mean, I do want sometimes people to know, like, it's not there's not one way to do it.
Hmm.
So if you go to the piano lessons and you do get the really strict teacher, one, find another teacher unless you feel like that's what you need. I feel like sometimes that I would have benefited from a certain amount of strictness,
Hmm.
but with freedom. I like to be tethered. I don't want to be tied. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
have to have the ability to float some.
Yeah, and it's kind of like in that situation, you get a little bit more of like uniqueness and what's like truly your style and character versus if I would have taken lessons from the very beginning, like I think it would have sounded a lot different, like maybe better classically if that was the deal or if I was like going to be more professional about it. But just what I wanted to do and what I was doing with it, that was totally fine and it was good for me.
I like it. Okay, so doing music in high school, were you thinking, I really wish that I could do this all the time, or it's just something that you had as a hobby?
I think I had like these little side dreams, but I was never like I could do this for real. Because school was like hard for me to begin with, so I was always kind of behind. So I wasn't like I didn't have the attitude where I was like, well, I'm just going to do this. Like I wasn't that kind of guy. But I knew I wanted to do it really bad because I didn't want to go to college and I just wanted to get a like an MPC beat machine because like I would always watch videos of Kanye using it back in the day and I was like this is what I need. This is the secret. And I told my parents that that's all I wanted. It was like $600, which isn't that much and
Right.
they were like no. They were like you got to start applying to schools and I wasn't doing that. I had really good friends around me that were like you're going to go to school, like you have to. But all I could think about that year was I just wanted that little beat machine.
I feel that way right now. I keep
Yeah.
like, we need a loop pedal. Why don't we have a loop
Yeah.
pedal? I have to. We have to start with a loop pedal, and then we go somewhere, and then we see some little tap. I don't even know what the things are called. This is how much of a novice I am with
Yeah.
equipment, because I just all I've ever known was the acoustic piano. I didn't even know that there were keyboards. I mean, and this is really kind of
Yeah.
sad, but I didn't know there was keyboards with weighted keys that felt like acoustic pianos. I just
Hmm.
thought,
That changes everything once you get one of those.
yeah, but I thought that the people that were like on stage, I was like, you're playing on one of those.
Yeah, the clicky little
Yeah,
clacky.
yeah, with the air that feels like it's igniting underneath it, like it's there's
Yeah.
nothing to it. I was like, because I my grandmother did have an electric piano in her house. She also had an organ, which also feels similar to like a really shitty digital piano. And I was like, I couldn't stand the way it felt. It was
No,
like claws. I mean,
it doesn't feel good.
I was like, I don't. This hurt. This something about it just didn't feel good in my body, and I didn't like playing them. And so it was like, I could never. I'm never going to be able to have a something that could be portable. And I
Hmm.
always worried about the people on stage. I was like, so are these people that are like playing the piano? They're not like real piano players because they play on these puff puff tap tap keyboards because they're
Yeah.
weighted.
Yeah, the stage pianos are so nice now. It is funny what you said about the gear because I always thought once I get this, then I'll do it. But now I'm like realizing when I was asking for all this stuff, I wasn't actually doing anything in the meantime. It wasn't like because now it's like I still want a ton of things and like
Right.
I have more money to buy stuff, but half the time I'm like, no, I need to work on the thing with what I have and actually do something before I get something new. But that always held me back. I always thought I needed more because everyone on the internet has so much gear because they're like professionals. And yeah, it seems like gear is the key, but I've realized that's not really true.
Okay, well that's good. That's helpful. A little hope. I still feel like I need a loop pedal. I just want to play
Yeah.
with that. I
The
can't.
loop pedal is fun. I think you should just get one because
Okay.
I have
Does
like
it
a
matter
loop
how
pedal.
expensive it is?
No, you I would just get the cheapest version of the thing that you
Okay.
want and
Okay.
like go from there. Like if you really love it, then you can like upgrade it and just get
Okay.
rid of that. But like it's I when I started buying stuff, I got like a little too overboard and I got stuff that was like had so many functions and like then I wasn't even using the stuff and I was spending like 30 minutes like getting to the right thing and then I was wasting so
Yeah.
much time and I didn't make anything. I was just doing settings and stuff and it's so overwhelming. It's like it makes me
I
feel
don't want to be
awful.
overwhelmed. I was
Yeah,
trying to
don't be
fix my
overwhelmed.
dryer yesterday, and I'm just going to tell you that is not complicated. That is super easy. And I thought, well,
Yeah.
If video editing was like taking apart a dryer, I
Hmm.
would have already done it really good.
But that stuff, video editing is so hard. Fixing the dryers, like there's only a couple of things that you can.
Right. There's like 10 parts. You're like, take this and go,
Yeah.
take that and go flip.
But if you watch a video about how to edit, their screen looks different than yours. They have so many things. They're doing all the shortcuts. They're not really telling you what's going on, but they're showing you. Like that's hard for me.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not there yet. And quite frankly, I'm trying. I should say I'm trying not to be. I do want to be self-sufficient, and I also just can someone else do it?
Yeah.
Isn't it enough that I have to be this entire personality? I'm exhausted from it.
It's so exhausting. It is good to have. I started like not making people do stuff, but just like having people do stuff for
Yes.
me because it's like I do a lot of my own stuff too. And it's like having other people is so much easier. And you're so thankful for it because you know how much work it is. And half
Yes.
the time, like they do a better job because they're not like getting frustrated.
And because they don't have the 72 other things that you have in your mind while you're trying to create.
Yeah. And they're just trying to do one thing and they're good at it. And I think that's
Right.
always better than me half assing it
Right.
just to
Yeah, I'm like,
say,
that's good enough. Moving on.
yeah,
I
just
don't have
because I
time.
can kind of do it doesn't mean that I should
Yeah.
necessarily.
Okay. This has been completely decided that I have to have somebody who's good at video editing. I can do the audio editing, no problem. That's not a big deal. It's super easy. It's like you can see it. It's so, and then I'm like, I do this, and I'm just like, what do you mean? And the people that do the little reels and they take this clip and
Oh,
they put it in front of that
mm-mm.
clip and then they run it through and then there's a graphic that's thrown in. I'm like, y'all,
I try to
just
do that. It's too hard.
watch it. I'm tired.
It's so exhausting to put the little reel things together. I was doing it on my phone the other day and I like my phone was hot as like hell. The thing was
Your
gonna like
phone's gonna
overheat.
catch on
It's
fire.
gonna catch on fire. I have like three things open. The video is like just circling on my phone, getting hotter and hotter. And it's like not even a good video. Like I don't even know, just rushing it.
It's like I killed my phone for nothing really good. Like this is the
Yeah.
video that you got for burning up your phone. Like,
Yeah, and then I
yeah.
finally download it at the highest so it's clear, even though the video was blurry to begin with. I don't know why I did that. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, this isn't even like lined up to the sound. So yeah, I would that's something that needs to be outsourced.
Yes. Okay. We'll definitely need to do that. Okay. So your friends are going to talk you into going to college, even though you don't want to go. I mean, what are you going to go to college for when you're thinking that? Like,
Oh, I didn't
okay,
even know that you were like I knew like I started to understand like people were going to college for specific things like business or some people wanted to be like medical, like pre-med and stuff like that. But I had no idea until like that year. So I wanted to go to New York. I was from Connecticut, so it wasn't that far away. And I just wanted to go to New York. I didn't really want to go to school, but I found a school in Queens, in Jamaica, Queens. I went to St. John's. And I was like, okay, I'll go there. And they let me in. There was like no test scores. It was like a terrible school. But I didn't know. And it also was like, this is in New York City. And like on
yeah,
their
who
thing, it's
cares?
like this picture of the skyline, which is
Right.
true, but only if you're standing on like the tallest building on the top floor when it's nice out and there's no clouds and you can see like the Empire State Building and like the
Okay.
Freedom Tower. So I was like, okay, that's great. Now I'm 2 hours from the city. I spent like 3 hours on train. And I did that a lot, but I was like, damn, this is why you have to like work hard so you can get to the school that you want that's actually where you want to be. But
Right.
it ended up working out. It was a really great experience because it was the first time I actually had to like get out of something and like really try.
How
And
did you okay for the students out there that struggle with like high school and stuff? I think that going to college sometimes is like, I'm not going to be able to do that. Like, how could you expect me to do college when I had a hard time in high school? And I feel like the way you learn is it is more independent, but it's not at the same pace as high school. How did you find it different so that you could apply yourself to be able to do it?
I think I was really scared because if it didn't work out, I would have had to go home. Because if you mess up in college, I think like they put you on like probation and then you're just out. But this, I don't know how true that is in a lot of schools because they love money, so they will make sure that you do well.
Right. They want more of your
Um,
money.
But yeah, I was also like, I was a communications major, so I didn't really have to take any difficult classes. The classes were really small. So it was just kind of like high school, but you had your laptop out all the time. So
Which
I
is
was,
nice.
yeah, so you just have to go and play on your computer and like take a test every now and then. But like it wasn't hard. And I think that's why it was good. So it was just kind of like, it wasn't that much harder than high school for me.
I used to have panic every year before school started. How will I do 10th grade stuff? I only know ninth grade stuff.
Yeah,
And it's like, you just do.
you just do. And it's like never as hard as you think it is. And I think I've just been like, I was really lucky that it just wasn't hard because I hear some horror stories. And like I had friends that were doing like other majors that were like up all night studying and it was just like absurd. And
Yeah.
I had no idea. I could never do that.
Okay, so what was happening in college outside of doing well in your communication classes? Were you still playing music? Did you have the ability to do that while you were in school?
Yeah, so I brought like I had a guitar and then a little MIDI keyboard with like a few keys on it. I don't know why I brought that. But I found some people, I just had it in my room, so whenever people would come over, they're like, "Oh, do you do this?" And like, "Me too." And then that kind of like started some stuff, so I would play with random people. And then I had one friend that just wanted to play guitar, but I was like so nervous to sing every time we would do something. It would take me like an hour to get up to it. So that was like a lot of time spent doing that, just like working up to singing, which was
Okay,
funny because
what
now,
were you saying in the back of your head, and how did you talk yourself through it? Because I think this is a really common thing.
yeah, it's funny. It doesn't happen anymore, but I would be so embarrassed. It's like so embarrassing to sing for real when you never do it and someone really wants to hear it and is like, wants you to do it. That makes it even worse. Um, and
How
then
dare you want to hear?
yeah, I would just like play guitar for like an hour until it happened. But once it happened, it was like really good. Like it felt really nice. Like I was happy to do it. But I was so had stage fright or something just to get it going.
So it was just the practice of giving yourself some time to get like warmed up and in the space before you could be like, okay, here's
Yeah.
the first note.
And then I would do it.
Okay. Did you ever do like open mics?
I ended up having some more friends later on in college and we entered a singing like group competition. So there was like three of us and we would like sing songs in front of judges, which was crazy.
I
Um,
cannot even imagine.
yeah, we worked up to that and it was like fun. It was really funny. Like we didn't take it that seriously, but the judges were like so mean and that kind of being with other people, I realized it's so much
Yeah,
easier to do if these guys are going to do it too.
right.
And then I had like no more fear and then we would do some like little tiny shows like in the city, like just like in the East Village, we would do stuff. We would like pick up random open mics and that felt good, but I was always like, oh, I just want it to be over. I wasn't like obsessed with it. I didn't want to like keep going with it. Which is funny. I'm like, why didn't I do all that back then? It would have been so much easier. I would have had more time, and it's like such a good time to do it. But yeah, it wasn't like the most important thing at the time because I still had to get through school and I was like spending insane amounts of money that I didn't have. So I was like, okay, I have to work. It's like my needs weren't in order. So
It's so hard. I feel like somebody should give us about $1 million for our 20s
I
and
know
just
it
be
should be
like, just do
backwards.
stuff. Yeah.
There should be like social security, but for like people just young.
Yeah. Yes. And go and like experience whatever. You have 10 years to go try all the stuff, just be as weird as you can be and as random as you can be and try as many different things as you can. You're like, you shouldn't be allowed to work anywhere longer than 3 months.
Yeah, and that's kind of how you find stuff is by like doing all those weird things. And I had like a lot of random jobs in school and stuff. And I was like, well, that's what I don't want to do. So
Or what were the
that's,
random jobs that you had in school? What was the
um,
worst one,
well,
the
but
best one?
before I went to school, I had to work at like a seafood shack in the summer. And it was right before I went to school. So I wasn't even going yet. And it was like so hot in there. I had to clean a clam chowder pot like at the end of the night, which is gross. And then I was
No,
like, okay, I'm
because clam
definitely,
chowder looks like vomit.
yeah.
Oh,
And I was like, well, anything is better than this. So I'm going to go to school. And like that was so good for me because now every other job I've had since then, I'm like, at least I'm not cleaning the clam chowder pot.
It gives you perspective. I think sometimes, as a parent, for me, it's like hard for me to watch my kids suffer sometimes until I go, it's good for you to suffer a little.
It's so good. And every day before that shift, I would just be in my car looking at myself in the dashboard mirror, like, this is what's not good. This is not what we want to do.
This is why you're going to college. You can do
Yeah.
this.
But
Come
you
on.
don't know that. And then you just
No,
appreciate everything because it's not that, because it wasn't something like that you were
the
forced to
horror.
do, that you had to do.
Okay, so you make it through college. What was graduation like? I have like imaginations about graduating from college and how that would feel because I never went. Well, I went, but I didn't.
I like did not care. I didn't really want to go, but my parents, I was like the first one to go to college. So it was a big deal to like go to the graduation. And like the graduations at college are like so big. They're like all day and like they're separated by school
Yeah.
and you're just sitting in a row forever and it's like 2 seconds. Like it's really annoying. So you didn't miss out on much.
Okay. I mean, the high school ones for the kids. I was
Yeah,
like,
high school is like a big
if
deal. Like I feel
yeah.
like
I mean, I remember my son like right before he wasn't doing well. I was like, dude, we have to graduate from high school. Come on,
yeah,
we got to do this.
you just have to show up to that one. Like
This is not. Come on. Okay, I guess I get that. It just sounds like a really amazing accomplishment, especially if you felt like in high school, I'm not good at school, and then you made it all the way through college.
yeah, it was funny. So I liked that. That felt good.
You have that accomplishment. It's in your portfolio. You like no one can take it from you.
Yeah.
Um okay, so when do you think that you got to the point where you're like, okay, music is starting to feel like it's calling me from the distance?
Yeah, so I was working a lot. So I got a good job, which was the best part about the school, is that
Nice.
I was like interning a lot. So I ended up with a great job out of school. So I didn't have to worry about that. So I wasn't too stressed. And about like a year into it, I was like, oh, I feel like nothing. Like I all I do is this and it's not
Right.
fulfilling. And I didn't really know what I needed. But I didn't even have like instruments in my apartment. Like I wasn't doing anything. And then it just kind of like grew on me. And then I just started like playing guitar. And then I started seeing some of my old friends and they had a band and I would play with them like in some of their shows. And I really liked that. But then I was looking for a new apartment on Facebook or somewhere. And I saw like a posting from like a friend of something. And then it had a studio that was not that far from me, a music studio. And I always wanted to go to a music studio because I'd never been to one. And so I was just going to go to the studio to see what it was like. I had no plans of joining a studio because I wasn't an engineer. And I saw the studio and the guy was awesome. And he was like, oh, do you want to do it? And I was like, for sure. And I was like, still like, I didn't really want to pay. I was like, I don't know. I need to find an apartment. That's what I was looking for.
Right. I feel like I got off track here. I don't know how I'm about to
And then
record
he
EV.
like, yeah, he followed up with me over text and was like, do you still want to do it? Because I have another person who wants to do it too, but you were first. And of course, when there was competition, I was like, yes.
Yeah, no, me first.
Yeah, I was like, I was here first. It's kind of like when you're in a store and you see somebody with something that you wanted, but you didn't want that bad, but they're going to get it. And you're like, I have to go over there and get it before they change their mind. It was really
The
dumb.
human psyche is just,
Yeah.
it's so great.
And it was like the price of the studio made no sense at the time. And I still didn't have an apartment.
So he's asking you to record.
No, he's asking me if I want to like rent it out with like some other people, like be an engineer at the studio and you pay for the time. So you pay like for like a fourth of the month to like you get a week. And it's like a full studio. There's like a live room. There's like the whole gear wall with all the knobs. And I didn't know how to use any of that. But I was like, sure, I want to do this, which is, I kind of love how I was back then because I just didn't really care money. To me, I was like, oh, this is an investment. But it wasn't because I didn't even know how to.
You didn't know how to use any of the equipment.
And like when I'm talking, because like I knew how to record on like GarageBand on Logic. I'd done that forever, and I had just gotten this new interface that sounded really good. But it has like 2 inputs, and you plug it into. It's like really easy,
right?
But it's like the same brand of the one that was in the studio. So I was like, oh, I probably know how to use that. I didn't.
I love this about you.
And I still keep in mind, I still don't have an apartment, and the lease I'm in is about to be done.
You're like, I'm gonna live in the studio
But
for as
I was
long
just
as I
like,
can.
okay, I'll be there. And so I go to the studio, and he's like, okay, let's do like a little orientation. Let me just show you how everything hooks up because everything's routed all over the place. And he's like, so you need to. He ever used like the patch bay before to patch the big wall of the knobby things into the computer. And I was like, no, I don't know how to do that. He was like, okay, here's what you do. And it's like just like a million little cables are like this big. You just like plug it in and like send it out, and then that hooks up to that. It's confusing. But I just remember being like, I'm not going to remember any of this. And I was like trying to write it down. And he was like showing me all these mics, and they had a ton of, like, they had everything. Talk about gear. To me, like, this was like everything a big studio would have. It's just a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And so we probably spent an hour doing this, and he's showing me how to input stuff. And I was like, this is so crazy. Like, this makes no sense. I mean, it did make sense, but it didn't make sense to me. And he was like, okay, we good? And I was like, yeah. And it's like a pretty big studio. Like people like had all their guitars there that I could use. There was a full piano, there's a full drum set, which is really hard to find in the city. And he was so nice and so trusting. And I was like, I'm good for the money, obviously, but I don't really know how to do this. He's like, don't worry, just have fun. And I didn't even know at the time, but he's like he was like nominated for a Grammy last year. It was insane to meet him. And then I had his number, and I would text him and be like, I forgot how to do this again. And he was so nice about it. But for the first month, I was so overwhelmed. I was just in there for hours, just playing everything, recording stuff, and it sounded like absolute shit. It sounded like, I remember I recorded my first song there. I was playing acoustic guitar, and I just set up a mic, and I went to play it back, and I had just recorded the squeaks on the chair. Like, I had pointed the mic wrong. It had fallen, and I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, this is so hard. I didn't know how people got clear recordings. So I spent like another year just like figuring it out. But it was so overwhelming. Like, it was a dumb way to learn because it just took so long, and I really ignored the basics.
Wow. For a year, you
Yeah,
were
so I
a
learned how to do
recording
it.
engineer when you walked in and goes, what does that knobby thing do with that chord? And
Yeah,
he
I
was
had
like,
no idea.
do this, and this.
And he was so trusting. He was so cool about it because now it's really obvious to me that he knew I knew nothing. And he was like, still like,
Right.
and it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars of gear all together. And he just trusted me with it. And it was really cool. Obviously, I was paying, but it was still really cool.
That is the craziest thing I think I have ever heard. Who does that?
Yeah, and I
So
was
you
like,
had people, does that mean you had people come in and recording in that year? Or you just were there?
I had my friends come in, and I would like do stuff with them, and we would like record it. And I recorded some of my friends' bands doing stuff. Cause then I started to get good at it, and we had so many like inputs. So I could record like the drums and the bass and the guitar and a singer all at the same time. But I really learned about how recording works at this like really crazy level. And
I
it
mean,
just
what
got
was
more
his goal?
intricate.
His goal was to have someone pay
Just have
for
somebody's
the use of and be there.
Yeah, because somebody had left, and so they just needed to fill the space, and he just like,
You
anyone will
seem like a
do.
really trusting, wonderful person, and I like the way that you seem. And you don't know what you're doing. It's obvious to me. But here, plug this into that.
Yeah, and it was cool.
That's crazy.
And then I met people who were also at the studio. I would text them and be like, "Hey, if you're coming for the session, can I stay for a little while? I want to learn how to do this thing." And everyone was like really cool about it. And that's pretty much how I learned how to do all this stuff.
Okay, I need to go to a studio.
And there's so many ways to do it too. Like,
yeah,
everyone that I like work with at that studio for the most part, except for like one guy, like none of them went to school for it. Like, they just really got into it, and that's all you really need because you're just around so many people, and you never know what's going to happen. And that's kind of how the people who like work professionally in music have done it for a long time. Like, that's how they all tell me that they started. Like, they were just around. And like, that's kind of how you get good.
Yeah. Okay, so how would you rate yourself now as an engineer?
I say I could get pretty much anything done, but I'm nowhere near the level that I see actual engineers who just do engineering.
Yeah.
They're just like so much quicker and like they're thinking like 7 steps ahead of me. Like they're thinking about not using that mic because it might interfere with the person if they stand a little bit over here, if they move around, or like how that guitar is going to sound in this drum mic over here. Like they're really good at that stuff.
Wow. That is so cool. Okay, so you spent that year being a recording engineer at a studio. Okay, cool. Everybody does that.
Yeah.
And so then what?
And then I don't even know what I had no plan there, which is so
I love,
cool.
yeah, I love it.
Um, it was just like my little hobby that I did, and I was like, okay, well, this is just like what I'll do because this is not like super cheap either. So I was doing that a lot, and then I came up with one song, and I was like, okay, I want to like put out the song that I make, and I was like nowhere near at the level of doing that. So I called one of my friends who was like a mixing engineer that went to NYU, and he came in one day and he was so good. Watching him just move and fix things, I was like, this finally sounds like a song. And that's the best feeling ever when you're recording like forever, like as a kid, like on your laptop, but you're in a studio and you just did a vocal takes and someone's live doing some just like some basic mixing on it for you, and it just sounds so much better and clean. And I was obsessed from watching him, and then I was like, I just want to get better. So we did the song. I like sourced the drums. I got a drummer to do it, and I put all the pieces together, and I like edited it, and I was like, okay, like let's mix this. And he kind of mixed it side by side, which was so nice of him because half the time you just send it out and they do whatever and it comes back to you. But he was showing me everything, and it changed everything for me because he was doing it on the stuff that I recorded. It was making it sound good, and that's the gap that I was missing.
I'm like getting chills just even thinking about that idea
And it changed my
because,
life. Like I remember that afternoon, like so. And it was nothing for him. He does it every day. But for me,
right.
I was like, wow, sometimes you really just need somebody next to you on your own like computer showing you what it looks like and how easy it is.
And then it could be your thing.
Yeah, so we did that and I put out the song and like my friends were like, this is actually like sounds like a real song. And I
Which
was
is
like
what you always want to
and I
hear.
was like, I know, I know,
Does
I
it
know.
sound like a real song? Does it sound like a song you
Yeah.
would like hear, like you would like listen and you would be like, yeah.
But I wasn't like I also wasn't coming at it from like a songwriting person like sense either. I just loved making the music. It wasn't about being anybody or like being an artist. It was like all these things coming together that I could do a little bit of all of them. So it didn't turn out perfect every time, but it was just the idea of making something and finishing it was a big part of it.
Yeah. It's like it's so much easier when if you're a person who struggles with that, and I think that's a lot of times those are people that are neurodivergent. Um, we're seeking that dopamine, and it's like you get there, and then you finish it, and then you go, "Oh, I want to do
Yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
How do I repeat that feeling and experience?"
Yeah. And it's like making songs, at least like for the first couple times, like I would spend so much time, way more time than I needed to, just on the same thing. And it wasn't getting any better. And then it's like at some point you learn like you just abandon it once it's good enough.
Yeah,
And then whatever you just the next one will be better or like the next
yeah.
one I'll do this on. And then that's kind of how like the music process is going for me now. And I feel like I haven't had that many like sessions and compared to a lot of other people, but I feel like I do take the ones I have so seriously, and I feel like I've learned so much about like who you want to work with, like when it's like really just not working and when you just need to hunker down and keep trying on something and
I mean,
not
how
waste time because time is so
precious.
important making because you could waste hours on something and you only have so many hours in the studio.
Okay, so you set up a writing session. You found somebody that you want. I mean, are you looking for people to write with you on lyrics or melody or just to play with you?
I was just looking for people to play with me and then
Okay.
also just like be in the room with me and like kind of like be held accountable for getting something done. But I never really thought about collaboration the same way I do now. Like I always thought it was like just help with something, but it's really like this is something we're doing together now. It's like you're thinking about it, you're loving this too, and like we'll get there. But yeah, it's so good to have other people around. It makes all the difference.
How do you put your vulnerability out on the table? Like if you have something that you're thinking on or that you've been kind of mulling over, how do you put that out with people that may be newer to you? To
Yeah, I think you just have to be like really honest with like where you are in it. Like if there's something I don't love yet, but I feel like it could really be something, I'll just say that, or I'll just do the thing. And now it doesn't matter because I've done so many things that just haven't worked that I don't care anymore. Like I know that I'm so due for a good thing. So I'll just keep trying. It's like a slot machine.
yeah, I try and try and try again. Everybody loves a trier. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that that's the resounding advice is always like, you're just going to make a million bad songs and then you're going to
Yeah.
make a good one and then you're going to keep chasing that feeling again. Not the good song again, but that feeling that you got when you go, "Oh yeah, I like this."
Yeah. And it's so worth it for when you do have that moment. I still do a lot of, I wouldn't even call it writing. I'm just like playing guitar, waiting for something if I really am in the mood for, coming up with something new. And I'll just like be playing. And I know nothing's good until I feel like, oh, I need to record that.
Yeah.
And that's so worth whatever hour I just went through of.
It's still so enjoyable. The playing to me is like I could be in a really bad mood and if I can sit down for a second, if everybody can just kind of let me be, give me a little time at the piano, within 20 minutes, I
Yeah,
feel my shoulders drop.
it
I'm not really
is.
thinking about anything.
No, and it's like something I can get lost in that like
Yeah.
not really keeping track of time and I'm not like distracted trying to do something else. But I do feel like when I haven't done it in a while, I'll start like obsessing over other things that I don't really care about. Like I'll be playing a game on my phone and I'll be like, I'll be so mad. I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't done in a while, something that I actually love.
Right. Right. Okay. So you just had your debut EP, Safe Than Sorry.
Hmm.
What was the process? When did that come out?
That came out in December.
What was that like? I
That
mean, tell me.
was,
I want you to tell me about the process, but tell me about the feeling that you had when you're like, it's in the world.
it felt really good. I wasn't like nervous about it because I really liked it. And I felt like me and I started working with one of my like good friends now on it. And I felt like they liked it too. And so I felt like I already had the approval.
Yeah,
Um, and it just felt like different than anything else I put out because I've put out a lot of like random things before, but this time it felt like very like cohesive and true and cool to me. And it felt like unique. It didn't really sound like anything. Like when I had to write about it, I was like, I don't really know what you would call this.
I love that. I'm looking for the unique in everything. Like I like the more unusual, the more not mainstream. I mean, not that I don't like mainstream things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I mean,
But
I
like not
love
commercial.
right. I mean, I love Harry Styles, and I don't know
Yeah.
what is more mainstream than Harry Styles, but oh, I do love the people that are willing to step outside of the box and go, this is just what I feel on my insides, and this is what feels good in my body, and here's what I made, and I'm like just amazed and love it. It is so wonderful. When you were making the album, did you have a concept of like where you were going, or did you just find yourself with a collection of songs that felt cohesive?
Yeah. It was just a collection of songs. And they didn't even feel cohesive. Like every song was a different, like very different. There's only like one song that I felt like was almost like a traditional, like what you would expect. And a song, the other stuff was really weird. And it was like a little hard to like produce because it was just odd to me. It wasn't like expected changes, and teaching them to other people to play was also a challenge. But the best thing about this album and how I started it was I was playing bass in my friend's band called Sister, and they have an incredible drummer in their band named Felix. And they were recording something at the studio. I was like, hey, I have these 4 songs. Would you want to like come down one day and do them? And they were like, sure. And like, it was cool to have people that I just loved so much and respected and were just like in admiration of like playing on mine. It made me get a lot more serious about it and just really, really feel it at a different level than I was used to. And it did feel like more vulnerable, but it also felt like more rewarding.
I can't even imagine. All right, so you have this whole EP into the world, and what is the process? But have you been touring?
No, but I just started rehearsing for shows last week. And I haven't played a show in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
And this is like my first stuff that I'm going to be playing that I really care about. And
You're like, here's my babies. Don't
it's,
trample them.
yeah, it's so different. I feel like I would play shows before, but I would like rehearse like a few times. And even at the rehearsal, I'd be messing up, or I just would be like, oops, that's not right. Or oops, how does this go? And it was my own song. But now it does not feel that way. I feel like I'm so much more connected and I really, really care.
That's exciting. What are the main feelings that are kind of swimming around inside of you as you're preparing for this run?
I hope I don't forget anything. Like
But you
instrument
will,
wise,
and
I
that's
like, yeah,
okay.
I forgot like a cable last week and I was like,
Okay, yeah.
how do
I hope
you,
you don't forget those kinds of things.
yeah, but I'm like, okay, I'd rather forget something like that than like something in a song or like where something goes. Um, I just feel like the vibe of playing with the people this time is so, it feels really good.
Oh, it's so exciting. I love it. I love it. I love it. Every time I go to the like little venues, there's a venue in Atlanta called the Vinyl, and it's like we just saw the Army, the Navy there, um, and Aggie Miller, and it's so intimate. It's maybe 75 people,
Mm-hmm.
generally, and so it's like you're just from here to there, like you're all like basically on the barricade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're 25 people deep, but you're just right there, just having this super intimate experience with these artists. And you're like, and sometimes they just feel so larger than life that you can't even believe that you're being allowed to be in the
Mm-hmm.
room with them. Um, and it's so incredible. And I always wonder, like, how are you feeling? I want to be like in their body and like experience what that
Yeah.
looks like for them, especially when you have people singing back the lyrics that you wrote.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Is this where you thought that you'd be at this point? I mean, say 3 years ago, did you think you'd be doing this now? Or is this really far from what you thought?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always what I was thinking, but I never really had a specific goal. Obviously, you just want to do more and more, but like it's good to where I am now is like a good place.
What's
Like
the
I'm
goal
happy that I'm
now?
here. I don't know. I want to keep doing it. Obviously, I'd love to do like more producing. I'd love to like open for some bigger band stuff like that, and just keep working on like the live portion of the show. Obviously, I have
What's
to
your
finish.
favorite what's your favorite portion of performing?
I really like once you get past the first few because it's always so scary when you first go up there and it's everybody starts to get quiet and you know it's time to play. You're like, oh,
Y'all
and
are looking at me. Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm like,
Hi.
you can really psych yourself out. And like, I've
Yeah.
even done it to myself where I'm like, do I really feel this way? Like, am I really in my head wondering where the next chord is?
Right.
And if you think about it, like, I actually let myself spiral a little bit just to see what
Yeah.
would happen. You will
You will
forget.
forget. Yeah.
So once you get past that and you're just having fun and you realize like it'll be over soon and you just this is you're in it and you're in the moment, like that's such a fun part.
I've heard Louis Tomlinson said before, he says, I get up there and I'm just ready for it to be over.
That's what it feels like a lot though, because sometimes it's just I don't know. It just depends on the night, the vibe. Sometimes you just want it to be over. But if you do that, you know you're giving everybody else a pretty shitty performance. So it's like you have to be aware.
Yeah, it's like he said that at the beginning when he first started touring. He's you may not know who he is, but he's one of the members of the boy band One Direction.
One Direction.
Yeah, okay. And when he first started touring, which he waited to do, he waited longer than all the other boys. I mean, they're men, but
yeah,
he waited the longest to tour. And when he first started doing it, I mean, he really questioned because he had the most writing credits for the band, but people felt like he wasn't one of the best singers. And so he had some nerves going in to start performing. And I saw him at the Roxy in Atlanta, like 2,000 people. And by the time he finished his first run of like 80 shows, I think he performed to like 35,000 people in Milan. And at the end, and then at that show, they did a fan project for one of his songs that while he was singing, and it went with the beat of the song, and they were holding their lights up and going up and down. So it was just like this 35,000 people doing this thing. And he had to like sit back and stop for a minute and just look back and go, holy, like, how did this happen in the however many months that he was, doing this thing? And he stopped walking out going, what if I suck? What if I mess up? Let me just like, we're here together.
mm-hmm.
We're doing this thing together. And I just love that so much. Like that evolution of like, you're here with me, I'm here with you, and we're just doing this thing together. Let's just have a good time. But I imagine that takes some practice.
Yeah, I think that would take a lot of practice to get in front of that. But I also, especially, it's like those kind of shows scare me because they're so big and it's so like loud and
yeah,
it's just kind of chaotic and like obviously like you have your in-ears in and all you hear is like the click and you're hearing people tell you where to go. But it must be insane.
I can't. I mean, I'd like to imagine. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little kid and I was like, so, like I was doing my practice interviews on Jay Leno. So, and not a lot has changed from that, except now that I'm doing the interviewing, which is funny. Like, who thought that I would do that? But I was like, get me in.
But that's how it happens. You never know what you're going to be doing.
Yeah. Like you spent a year as the audio engineer at a music studio. And the guy was just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. As long as you kind of just like try and like put yourself out there and give it a shot. Like,
and don't quit.
Yeah, don't quit. Cause it was hard as much fun as that was, like it was really frustrating. Yeah. Like I would never cry, but I would be like so annoyed that something wasn't working because I just didn't know how. And it was like always a simple little thing. But it is so frustrating, especially when you just want to get something done and it just keeps coming out all crazy.
Yeah, kudos to you for having the guts to just go, yeah, I can do that. I've got something that has that same brand name at home, so I probably could do it.
Yeah, I was like, this is when he was explaining to me, he's like, oh, do you know how Console, this little app on that's hooked up to the interface works? I'm like, yeah, I have Console at home. He's like, well, this is different. And I was like, how different can it be? And he opens up the settings on this one. I'm like, there's like 16 different things. I only have 2.
So maybe just a little bit different. I love it though.
Yeah, I just went in there.
I think there's some boldness that you have to have in order to get into music in general. It's like you just have to be like, I just want to so bad. I'm just willing to either be bad, just fuck around and find out. Like I just put me in.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing that I found that at the time because I wasn't I didn't want to be an engineer. Like I always thought it would be cool, but I just didn't think I'd have like, I don't know. I just didn't think it was going to be something that would present itself to me. Like I thought I would go to a studio like in the near future and like have an engineer there and just do all the work. But I always was curious how it worked. And I kind of like
Yes.
had I was forced to find out.
I love it. All right, let's enter our my 7 rapid fire questions
Okay.
that are neither rapid. I say this every single time. I don't know
Neither
why
rapid.
they're not rapid. They're slow and deliberate, and some are serious and some are not. And I just, that's what they're called, rapid fire. I should call them something else. It used to be like, these are the 7 questions at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I can't because it sounds dumb. I could come up with another phrase, but I won't, obviously, because I just keep saying this. And I feel like I'll say it forever. Okay, so number 1 in the rapid fire questions is,
Okay.
what would be your ideal vacation? Now, this could be where you go or what you do or both.
My ideal vacation.
Yes.
I'd probably want to be fly fishing
Ooh.
for like days and
You're gonna have the
have
waiters.
full waders with the belt. I'm not falling in.
Love it.
Um, and like just like fish that are like semi hard to catch, but you catch one every like hour. That'd be like my dream
Nice.
vacation. And it's like nice and it's like a little bit breezy.
Yes.
And there's like a nice
72.
it's like 72 and there's like a really nice sandwich for lunch.
Oh my God. We're all there with you right now.
Yeah.
The leaves on the trees that have the lighter leaves are going,
Mm-hmm.
but not like moving the bigger trees too much. No, just a light breeze.
Yeah, and the sun is out and like the
Yeah.
water's very clear. There's no dark spot that I'm standing in because that freaks me out. Um, and the fish like don't swallow the hook because that also freaks me out. So that's my perfect vacation.
Love. That may be one of my favorite answers ever. That's fantastic. Okay, what is your most favorite concert you've ever attended or live performance you've ever attended, and one that you'd like to experience, an artist that you'd like to experience live?
Um, when I was in high school, I in 2014 I saw the 1975 play at like a maybe like 500 person maximum like place, and I saw them in Providence, Rhode Island, and it was like when they were like, I guess they were new. They had just put out like that their first album, but it was like a ton of songs. It was so good. That show was amazing. I don't know if it's because I was like a kid, but it was like I snuck out of the house to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was the coolest show, and they were like they were so big to me at the time, and like their music was so cool, and we were like front row. It was it was just an incredible show. The whole time I knew like every word to every song. It felt like so special, and I still think about it to this day, like how good that show was. Like the set list was amazing, like so much energy. Like the people were really cool at the show. Like it wasn't an annoying situation for like how big that band seemed to be, I guess maybe just to me, but that was something. And
That's
then
magic.
for the show I really want to see I saw Dead and Co at the Sphere last year, and I want to see them again. So
Did you like the Sphere? Do you feel like it's a worthwhile experience?
I thought it was a worthwhile experience. It is so like emotionally exhausting to be in the Sphere.
Okay. It's
There
a
was a few
lot of
times I felt like I
sensory.
was like moving. Like
Okay.
I didn't even like some I know people go there and they get all crazy and they get all gassed up.
Right.
But I was like sober and I was like, this is crazy. I was also like, I don't want to not remember any part of this. It was not cheap to go to the Sphere. So
Right.
I would like to go to the Sphere again.
Okay. And have a different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe with somebody that you're not like, I need to remember every second of this, but this is like, I can just have like a fun time.
Yeah. And it was also like they were doing a lot of slow songs. And I was like, I wish they would be more like do a little bit more noodling up there and get a little crazy with it.
That's awesome. Okay. What's an overrated and underrated holiday?
Oh, ooh, that's a really good question. I think an overrated holiday. I think an overrated holiday is An
Just say it.
overrated
Just say it.
holiday. Maybe I think Valentine's Day is an overrated holiday, but that's like a given. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I think an underrated holiday is probably um I actually really like Good Friday. It's a Friday that you have off in a span where there's like not too many other than Easter, and it
Yeah.
like just starts to get nice again and it feels like summer might be coming. And it's also
Yeah.
just nice to have a Friday off that's like totally off.
Yeah.
And it's called Good Friday. I think that's an underrated holiday.
I like that. Oh, you're giving me good answers. Okay, weird food combo that
Hmm.
only you enjoy. So few people get why you eat it this way.
I eat box macaroni and cheese with peas,
Love. That's
and I
so
do that a
great.
lot. It's like underrated. It's not
Yeah.
too crazy though. It's not weird.
Okay, what kind of peas? Just like do you have a
Just
specific
those.
brand?
I like the petite frozen peas. Um, I
Do
think
you
that
add them
like
in when they're frozen and just like let them kind of thaw, or you thaw them first?
so. Here's the deal.
Okay, here, let's get into it.
I take them out of the freezer and I wait for the pasta to have like 2 minutes left, and then I put in whatever I feel like is a good amount of peas. And then I don't use a strainer anymore, so I don't like to wash things. So I've gotten really good at doing the pot and then holding a fork that I'm going to use for the macaroni and cheese. And I'll pour it so that the fork, and I'll move it around so the fork, I don't let a single pea get out. And then I'll leave a little bit of water inside of the mac and cheese, I mean, inside of the pasta and
Yeah,
peas. And then I'll put a little bit of butter. Like I have the pasta water, so I don't even use the milk. So I don't even need to get milk anymore. And then I'll put the powder in, and it kind of mixes things like emulsified, like pasta water, like cacio e pepe style
I love
mac
it.
and cheese with the peas. So it's really good.
That's great. I feel like I need to try this for our household. I have two small children.
Yeah, they'll love
Get to
this.
get them to eat a vegetable.
Yeah, tell them about this.
Yes, this is a great idea. Okay, what is the kindest thing anyone has ever done for you or said to you?
Mm. I feel like there's a lot of kind things. Um, I guess it's like most recently, like last weekend, um, the guitarist I'm playing with, James, who worked on the record, like really went out of his way to like I had like written stuff down for the songs and I had like put in some like key changes and stuff like that on them and they were wrong because I didn't update them from the last time I played them. And he spent so much time making sure like we got it right, we hit the right note. It was just like really kind because he didn't have to do that and we were like already kind of going over time and we were all tired, but like he just wanted it to work and I thought that was really kind
I love
because
that.
he cared. And like he knew that I would care too and it would be worth it, but even I start to not care after some time, and it's like nice to have somebody who like takes it the extra mile. And it didn't matter for him. It could have been like the wrong note and it wouldn't have mattered to him. He would just play it, it would have been over, but he cared.
I love that. I love it when somebody goes the extra mile when you don't ask them to. I had a
Mm-hmm.
friend yesterday when I did my fixed my dryer. I thought I fixed my dryer.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story. And I tease my friends all the time. I'm like, where's my gold star? Like, why are people not handing out gold stars when you do something good? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
understand I'm a grown adult, but like, I want a gold star. And I joke about it a lot. And she sent me a glittery gold star in text message. And I was like,
I just want
I,
somebody who thinks.
I just wanted a gold star. So that was, yeah, I get that. I like the just to thinking about me and it's not about you thing. What's a personality pet peeve or something that gives you the ick immediately?
Um, when people are cheap, I think it's a personality flaw. Not like just they're cheap, they're frugal. That's you should be that way. I'm not. But just like when people just like if it's like a tip or something and everyone's doing something and they purposely like will do less just to be cheap or being like that doesn't make any sense, why should I pay them? It's like and then like because other people notice and it's like it's a character flaw, like for you to be upset about like this extra $2 on the bill for like god knows what. It's like who
Like they
cares,
don't
it's like two.
deserve that. I'm not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like that's like a huge flaw. It's like it's literally not going to hurt you. And it's
right.
like let's not make a deal. It's just it's a personality thing. I just feel drives me crazy. Just not generous in the slightest of the way of the word is It's free most of the time, or $1 or two.
Right. I saw a TikTok the other day of a girl saying what her tips were from a whole bunch of tables of women, and like two of them gave 20%, and several of them gave nothing. And I was like, I get upset. Like I always want to say to the waitress, like I always try to
Mm-hmm.
be like, I just want you to know that I'm engaged with you and I see you and I'm looking at you and I'm
Mm-hmm.
appreciative of everything that you do, because I don't want you to think this whole time that I'm gonna be nice to you and then I'm gonna leave you a shitty tip. Because I won't even go to dinner with a person who I know does that. And if
Mm-hmm.
I see that they don't give you a good tip, then I will double my tip to make
Yeah.
sure that you get what I feel like you're supposed to get. Because I want that to stop. Like if you can't afford to go out and tip your
Yeah.
20%, then don't go where you need to tip.
But it's like a personality thing. It's like if they're
Yeah,
going to do that, they're probably going to be like shady about
right.
something other that's really little that you wouldn't even notice. But it's like those things I feel like they will come back to you. Like, don't worry.
Yeah.
If anything, like you're losing the money you save from that. Now you don't have goodwill in the people around you. I think that's the
Right.
personality part that
Yes, I agree
that's
with
the
that.
problem.
Like, why don't you want to, it's like my favorite thing is to hear of like celebrities that go out and, they're at dinner and they leave a $2,000 tip on $200.
Yeah.
It's like, you just changed her world
And
and
it
it
was like
costs
not
you
much for
nothing.
you. And like
Right.
that's the
Like it was the
thing.
equivalent of $20 for you, and you changed her world. And what did it,
Yeah, when you go out of your way to like
change
be
somebody's,
selfish for no
yeah,
reason, I think that's
for
like the
$2 or
core.
$4 or whatever. Yeah, I agree. It is a personality flaw, and you guys need to check it. Check it. You're not going out to dinner with me.
Yeah.
What are your words to live by?
Um I'm a big fan of don't hurt yourself or anybody else and just do whatever you want. I like that.
That's great. Leaves the door. I mean, it's pretty open, and it knocks out some stuff that we really do need to knock out. Lord have mercy. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
It was great.
It was really, you were awesome. You were so cool. Yes, the vibe that you have is everything that how do you even say it? I don't know. It like, I feel it. It feels good.
Good.
So these are my favorite kind of interviews, when people give me something that you don't even know, like you don't even know what's coming.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things about interviewing people that maybe are not as well known to other people, because you get in there and you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get.
Yeah, you have no idea. And it's fun to just like have a talk interview on
Yes.
my part instead of answering like somebody reading off of like a paper. It's like nice to just talk because I feel like so much more comes out of that.
Yeah, that's my whole goal and feeling about it. As I've watched so many different interviews, when I decided I wanted to do this, I was like, I don't even know if I'll be good at this. I was like, how you could talk to a person anywhere.
It's such a good skill. It's underrated. That's how you get things in life. It's really through this and flattery.
Right? Like, wow,
You
you're
could get
so
anywhere with
pretty.
those two things. And you're
It's
practicing them. So that's
I know. I'm
you're
like,
already in.
Lord Jesus, make me better and better as I go along, as I figure out how to maneuver through this. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, I go out and I could tell my roommate, and she was like, how did it go? And I was like, I'm sure I got something, but I felt terrible. I talked too much and this or whatever it was. And then she's like, okay. And then I go back to edit it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm editing that interview. They did. I was like, oh, it's so good. I'm so happy how it turned out. She's like,
That's
and
so underrated
then
when
I
that
go,
happens.
and then I go, do I do this every time? She's like, pretty much, yeah. we just we don't see what we're doing. So what I do want to say is that I that I hope that as you progress and you start touring, that you end up meeting people that really do vibe with what you're putting out into the universe, that you continue to learn and grow in your audio engineering, producing roles, that the people that you need to collaborate with keep coming into your life, and that you find joy in them and feel grounded, and that you continue to find music that resonates with your insides, and that you continue to put music out that makes you feel good. And I just thank you so much for being here today. It was, I mean, really such a joy.
Thank you so much.
So
Means a
great.
lot.
All right, so tell the audience, tell our listeners
Oh
here
yeah, yeah.
what do we have to look forward to? What is coming our way, and where should we look for it?
New album this year at some point. Don't go looking for it yet, but I'll let you know. On
Okay.
my socials, I guess I'm on everything as Ciao Malz. So that's where I'll be. That's where you'll find out. So
All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Enjoy your day. And thank you again for making this work with me.
thank you so much. Speak soon.
Yay. All right. Bye.
Bye.